People reach out to us because they can't find what they're looking for elsewhere. So in this case, this particular client had seen a home that we designed and had walked through it. It was also for sale, and they really liked the design, and that particular house didn't meet their needs. The subject of the email was courageous home buyer. And I love that because it takes a lot of courage and a lot of patience to go through this process, but it's really worth it because in the end, you'll have a house that's exactly what you need for your family. When we start the design process, we spend a lot of time talking with our client and learning more about their everyday routines and the types of spaces that they require. And through those conversations, we learn a lot about the family's values. And when we learn about those things, there's ways that we design for those values. And in this case, those were food, family, and music. So that you can see, even on a floor plan, that these are really important spaces. They're all next to each other and they're all about the same size. And they're all oriented towards the back of the house, which is the more private part that spills out into the backyard where their gardens are. The design process is a lot of conversation. It's a lot of drawings and going back and forth between listening to what a client is asking for, interpreting that in architecture, and giving it back to them the next week and saying, did I hear you right? Is this what you were asking for? So a lot of it is a dance, and then you go from those drawings to 3D views, renderings, and other ways to communicate what the design is. One of the design tools that we use at our firm is Archicad. It's a 3D modeling software that architects use to generate construction documents, 3D views, as well as perform sophisticated analysis. So in this case, we were able to do a sun study and look at light inside of the house at different times of the year, and also look at the amount of light for the entire property. The exterior is a twist on the traditional farmhouse. We were exploring textures and traditional elements that are associated with the farmhouse, like the front porch and aged brick, natural stone, and wood. Our exterior siding is a vertical textured element. Connecting with each other is really important to this family. So we use the kitchen as the backdrop of just another way that parents could spend time with their children. So there's 4 seats at the island, and it allows the family another opportunity during a busy part of the day to catch up with their kids and for the kids to talk with their parents while the meal's being prepared. There's a large, highly functional kitchen with an oversized island that is directly open to a family room. And then next to the family room, there's a music room. And there are 2 sets of double doors, so they can open and close the door based on how they need to use that room, either for entertaining or for music practice. When you think about farmhouses, you always think about the farm that it's associated with. And so on this piece of property, we recommended Plants Creative Landscapes because we needed to have a garden that worked well with the farmhouse that we were designing. Plants designed an area for a rain garden, an organic garden, an orchard, a dry creek bed, and they created these really great gathering spaces in the backyard. Plants also uses a 3D visualization tool to help show their clients what the landscape looks like. So this client not only saw a 3D model of the architecture, but then later on in the design phase, when they were working with the landscape architect, could see what that landscape is going to look like. It takes patience to build a custom home, but when it all comes together, it's really worth it. When a home fits with a family's values, it makes me feel good about the work we do.